What's going on, you guys? Frost here, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, we'll be talking a gameplay and guide for Kindred. So, let's get right into the runes. This is the rune page I use on Kindred. I go for lethality in the reds and quints. Then I take scaling armor seals and scaling magic resist glyphs. I take lethality because Kindred depends quite a lot on the armor pen because of her passive plus the items you're building on Kindred. So if you can get a lot of that scaling armor pen going, then as soon as Kindred starts getting stronger and stronger and stronger towards the late game, you will scale that, your armor pen will scale with her. So that's the reason I go for lethality. It's pretty much the best option on Kindred because her early game is quite weak, but you can still easily clear a jungle because you can kite camps pretty easily and stuff like that, so you don't need anything to help you clear. You just want to be scaling towards the mid to late game, which is lethality runes really help you with that armor pen wise. Then I take scaling armor in the seals because Kindred's base armor slash scaling armor per level is horrible. So if you can get this to help her be a bit more tanky, then it's very, very useful. And then I take the scaling magic resist just to be a little bit more tanky against like burst, so you can pop your ult instead of getting instantly deleted. So that's the rune page I use on Kindred. Now, this is the mastery page I go for on Kindred. I take attack speed increase just to help you clear and just overall faster attack speed. Kindred depends quite a lot on her auto attacks, so more attack speed is very useful. Then fresh blood for a little bit of extra damage. You could also pick feast if you want. It helps you sustain a bit better, but it's completely up to you. Then I take vampirism to get a little bit more lifesteal in. Then I take double-edged sword just for the damage increase. You will not be taking too much damage on Kindred anyway, since your aim is to kite people. So if you can get that extra damage increase from the very start of the game, you're gonna have like a really good time. One, clearing your jungle, and two, overall dealing more damage. Then I take battering blows for again armor penetration. Armor penetration is very important on Kindred. And then I take fervor of battle. Again, Kindred depends quite a lot on her auto attacks, and I really like fervor of battle on Kindred. There is another keystone option on Kindred, which is this one, Storm Raider Surge. It helps you because you're gonna be able to burst people quite fast with the amount of auto attacks damage you do. So it will help you be a lot more mobile and kite people a lot better. So if you were to decide that fervor is not for you, you could also still go with Storm Raider Surge if you want. If you're gonna go with Storm Raider Surge, I would advise not going for anything in the resolve tree and then just take the same things I take here in the ferocity tree and then just fill this up with I'll show you actually. Fill this up with this right here. I mean, you could do either Assassin or Runic Affinity. I'm gonna go with Runic Affinity. Sorry, that one. Just do this then. If you're gonna go with Storm Raider Surge, you just do this. It's also very viable, but I prefer Fervor of Battle on Kindred, so I'll be going with that. Now, in the resolve tree, I like to go for the resolve tree on Kindred because it gives me the extra health regen, damage reduction, overall more lifesteal, and just healing in general, and then perseverance. This makes your jungle clear. These points in the resolve tree makes your jungle clear a breeze. You do not have to do anything. You can literally just kite camps and stay at full health pretty much all the time. It becomes really easy, especially after like your first 3 levels. As soon as you hit level 3, it becomes really easy. So if you don't know how to kite camps correctly, then you might run into some trouble, but for the rest it should be okay. Those are my masteries. Now, for the item build on Kindred, I go for the Hunter's Machete with a refillable potion. I go for Hunter's Machete because you're gonna be basic attacking a lot, so Hunter's Machete is gonna give you overall the most damage. You will not be losing too much health, so you can do a refillable potion alongside it. Now, after a general first clear, you can back and then pretty much anything you're gonna buy from rushing your main item you want to get first. Like, it's this one, the Red Smite Blood Razor, is your main item you want to go for. You can get there in quite a lot of different ways, just depending on how much gold you have. You could buy like a double dagger when you're backing, you could buy the Skirmisher Saber when you're backing, you could buy like a dagger and boots when you're backing. It's completely different every game and completely dependent on how much gold you have. As long as you rush into this item as fast as you can, you should be okay. But you could also decide to pick up some regular boots in between somewhere just to get some more movement speed. That's completely fine as well. The boots, I tend to go for the Berserker Greaves as the upgrade because attack speed is key on Kindred. Getting more auto attacks off faster is very useful. So Blood Razor helps you with attack speed, this will help you with attack speed, plus your next item also helps you with attack speed, and that's Renown's Hurricane. This one. This is a really sick item on Kindred. It gives you movement speed, it gives you attack speed. Crit rate is a bonus, it's not necessary too much on Kindred, but the main thing is the passive from this item is gonna work with your passive, so if you auto-attack people with that passive, you're gonna apply the HP percentage to that as well. So you will completely melt people down, like, in 3 at once. You can do that to minion waves, to jungle camps. Everything is gonna take way more additional damage when you have Renown's Hurricane. This item really gonna boost your damage on Kindred, and as soon as you hit this power spike of 3 items, you're gonna be very, very dangerous. And you have potential to just 1v5 people if you can kite them properly. It is really good because you do so much AoE damage with that passive, and just overall health scaling damage, that Renown's is very, very good. Now, there are a couple of options you can do at this point. It really depends on either one, how fed you are, or just what teams you're playing against. Let's say you're playing against more HP scaling people, so like Mundo and Tom Kench and all that stuff, they scale a lot with HP, and not so much with anything else. Then you could very easily go for the Bladed Rune King at this point. Blade of the... there you go. You could easily go with that, because this will help you deal even more damage to those types of champions. But there's also, if you're going for more, like, squishier targets, let's say they have way less they have way less HP, but more resistances. So, think Rammus, he tends to build more towards resistance, think pretty much anything like that. Nasus build more resistance than HP, usually. There are a lot of champions that do that. Then, getting a Cleaver at this point is a better choice, because you want to be getting that extra armor pen in that case. So it's really optional to which item you get after Renown's Hurricane. Most of the time these days it's going to be Cleaver, because there is not really of a high HP tank meta. There's more of like a bruiser meta with like mediocre HP but more resistances. So Cleaver overall is most likely going to be the better option. Plus Cleaver will give you more mobility, which is also really good against those assassins. Having more mobility in general just helps you out really well. So it's either or. It's Cleaver or Bladed Rune King at this point. But it's completely up to you and completely dependent on the game, to be honest. Now, again, if you go for Cleaver at this point, you could now go for the Bladed Rune King still. Bladed Rune King is gonna be in your build, but just depending on what you're playing against, build order is important. So it could be now that you're building a Bladed Rune King, but it could also be your last item, because sometimes I tend to go for a Frozen Mallet on Kindred in between. Like, if you finish a Cleaver and then go for a Mallet, you're gonna be really tanky with the extra HP you get. Plus you have that slow on your basic attacks, which is gonna make you obnoxious to deal with, because you're gonna be able to kite people even better. And just, in general, stick with people, and they have a higher... It's just really good. The slow on this really helps you in just staying alive. Plus the 700 extra HP is a lot. It's a lot of extra HP. Also this, you're gonna be gaining 1000 HP combining these two items. But this is pretty much the full build on Kindred, but the way you wanna build towards it can vary a lot for games. This is usually the build I go for, though. So you could go like this first, this last. There is one final option. If you're playing against multiple assassins, like a complete squishy team on the enemy team, they don't have a single tank, you don't even have to go for Bladed Rune King. You could finish this build off with like a GA, could work. You could finish this build off with a Randomness, could be fine. You could finish this build off with just a general tank item, which is just gonna really help you out in staying alive even longer. Because your passive is gonna already help you deal a lot of extra damage, and then also Blood Razor is gonna help you deal a substantial amount of extra damage. Bladed Rune King is a very situational, becomes a very situational item on Kindred, just against tanks. It's the only way you're building it. So this is also another final build. This is the final build you see a little bit more often these days, because there is less higher HP tanks. So yeah, that's pretty much the build for Kindred. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Now, let's get right into the gameplay. Alright guys, welcome to the Kindred gameplay part of this video. My file for this gameplay got corrupted by I recorded it and then it got corrupted, so I'm currently using Riot's replay system. So it's still a really good game that shows how good Kindred can be. So that's why I really wanted to use this game. So we'll do it via the replay system. If you don't like this in the future, make sure to let me know. I'll just take note of that. I'll do it for once now then, and then don't do it anymore. I'll just play another game that way. But I just felt that this game was really a game I wanted to play. Wanted to show you rather. So I'm gonna just commentary over it right now. Now here, I wasn't really paying attention. I was thinking I'm gonna have to stand for the Ivern invade so he doesn't steal my red buff. But then he was already there with the Fiora, and apparently I wasn't standing in the brush right here, even though I clicked it. Now that I look back at it, I see that Maokai was blocking him with my frame, so I couldn't get into the brush to recall, and I died there. It's all good. It happens. I wasn't paying attention. I currently at that point was setting up the recording for my video. So that's literally what happened there. Now, the good thing about this is I can put this at 2 speed and then skip through a lot of this early game random shit. So, since I died, I just decided to start on the other side. Apparently, Ivern didn't want to take my red buff anymore, so he went to pretty much clear his own jungle, which is really good for me. Now, as Kindred, as you can see, I can easily clear. I have no problem. I'm pretty much at good HP throughout the entire time. I went from blue to red just to make sure I could get both buffs. My Crocs did something random there. I don't know. Now, I wanted to try a gank on top lane. She wanted this brush. She knew I was ganking. I was trying to push her out of lane there, so to maybe force a recall out on her, but that didn't happen. So after that, I just recalled to simply go on to clear my jungle camps. As Kindred, the most important thing you want to do in the early game is make sure you clear your jungle camps. And that's just got a skill. Kindred isn't the best champion you can pick early game, and she gets countered pretty hard by champions like Ivern, because getting stacks, as you saw right there, he literally just smites it and it's gone. I can't even touch it. Like, I have no chance at actually getting those stacks. If he gets there fast enough, he just takes it and it's gone for me. So that matchup for Kindred is pretty bad. Alright, let me put this down to like 2 speed. Maybe a bit fast. But overall, just Kindred, you have to farm in the early game to get going. As you'll see in this game is a prime example of why Kindred is so strong. The early game of this game isn't the best. That's acceptable, I suppose. I made a couple of mistakes here and there, like dying like that early on to the Ivern, for example, was a pretty big mistake and shouldn't have happened. But it turned out to not matter at all, because if you're playing Kindred, dying early isn't the worst. As long as you're racking up stacks and just getting your items going, you can still do a lot in the later stages of the game. Now here I'm looking towards a gank on bot lane. They were all the way pushed up, and this was pretty much going to be a free double kill. I wanted to make sure that Vel'Koz was going to die, because I knew Caitlyn didn't have her flash up. So I wanted to focus the Vel'Koz down because he had his flash up. Now, by the way, I saw LeBlanc walking down here, so I just told Ezreal back, I have ultimate, stand next to me, and then they can never kill you. That's pretty much what happened there, but yeah, I focused the Vel'Koz down whilst Ezreal was killing the Caitlyn. Because I knew the summoners they had, so... Alright, now I'm just gonna keep going back to clearing my jungle, keep clearing it. At this point I'm actually not sure, can I, with this replay system, check where my item bill's at? At this point? Oh, I died. Alright, here I died. I wanted to go for the stack here, and I got caught by LeBlanc and everything, so, I mean... I just died. Mistake. Greeting for, it's not really greeting for stacks. LeBlanc was just very far ahead at this point in the game, so it kind of sucked on that front. Can I see my item build, or is that not possible? I'm quickly checking here. I got caught again there by LeBlanc. It's pretty, straightforward. I just died. At this point, I'm, 1 in 4 or something. I wish I could check the stats. Let me just slow this down a little bit so I can look if I can check the stats. Can I check the stats? Doesn't look like I can. Unless I'm missing something. Oh shit, I just fucked up. Where the hell was I? Alright, here. About here. I died here. Yeah, I died right there. Okay, I was about right there. Apparently I can check my build. But, I was pretty much just building whatever I was mentioning. Yeah. I'm just gonna speed this up again. It's actually nice that I can speed this up right now. Again, if you don't like this type of commentary over this and don't like the way this is going, just let me know. I won't do it again in the future then. Now, again, just keep farming. As Kindred, you just have to make sure you get that jungle item and get that Renowned Hurricane, and then you're fine. You can easily do a lot. Right here, LeBlanc tried to kill me, but this is where Kindred's damage starts kicking in. As you can see, I actually killed LeBlanc. With a little bit of help with Karma, of course, but I deal enough damage to completely burst down that LeBlanc before she could kill me. So this is the point where Kindred starts kicking in. I think this was about the point where I got my jungle item. Like around here. I'm not sure because I can't check the builds right now, apparently. But this was about the time where you get your jungle item. If you get that Red Smite jungle item with your Blood Razor in it, then you're gonna be very, very strong. Now, here I'm recalling. I most likely have a good amount of gold to recall with. Or apparently I'm not recalling. The mid lane is pushing, so I'm trying to guard this turret for as much as I can. I might even try to pick a fight here. Yeah, I did try to pick a fight here. I didn't press ult in that situation. I know because I was pressing it, and I was pressing it. But apparently I didn't go on in time, or I didn't press it, like, on time to survive that. So, again, another mistake for me. I'm probably like 1 in 4 at this point, or 1 in 5. I'm doing pretty poorly in this early game. But because Kindred is this strong, you're gonna notice, like, later in this game, it's starting to become ridiculous how well Kindred works. Right, here I'm gonna take the blue buff, and then I'm instantly gonna go towards the dragon, I think. Yeah. Kindred is insanely good. Look at this. Look at how fast... Granted, this on 2 times speed, but look still on how fast I kill that dragon. Right, that's... Pretty much, as soon as you get that, those dragon controls going on Kindred, you're just gonna start to shift games. And just turn it in your favor. About this power spike on Kindred, like level 8, level 9, is when she starts becoming really strong. Now, here I pick up another stack for my passive, which is gonna increase my damage. And then we want to try to fight bot lane here. This could have been very free, but both me and Ezreal made some mistakes on missing like a lot of skill shots and just overall positioning mistakes. We got teleported on by the Fiora and died for this. I still killed the Vel'Koz though, so at least we got something out of it. But if we played that better, we could have had like a double kill. We would have probably died still because the Fiora flank came in with the teleport. But at least we would have had 2 kills. Now here, I respawn again. We're just following me this game, by the way. Like, nothing else is that important to me, honestly. So here, just keep going back to clearing your jungle. Clearing your jungle is a very important thing to do on Kindred. Apparently he took my red buff. I didn't know that at that point. I thought my red buff would still be up. Now here, I'm very close to dying. LeBlanc is gonna wait right there, and I die again to a Q. Putting me at like 2 in 6 or something at this point, or 2 in 7. This is really far behind right now, technically. Like, usually, you should be doing a bit better on Kindred than I was doing this game in the early game. But again, because of what happened next, and because of Kindred's power spikes, it's still why I really wanted to use this game, and why I'm doing it this way. As you can see, I am currently level 9. It's gonna be a really big power spike coming up for me right here. Alright, actually, let me just see, like, I'm just clearing again. Just gonna keep clearing. I believe this is the... No, this is not the point where I have Renounced Hurricane yet. Alright, here is a pretty good fight for us. We're gonna pick up some pretty free kills here. Like, I die here, but like, Ezreal picks up and Ahri picks up some kills, so it's pretty good fight. This is like a good turning point. Remember, we're still 20 and 14. We're not even that far behind in kills. The main thing is just, currently, at that point in time, I'm doing very poorly. I'm like 1 in 7. Like, I think this is like... No, actually, this is like 3 in 8, probably. I think that's like 3 in 8 or like 3 in 7, something like that. Now, again, I see the Scuttle Crab being up, so I really try to run for it and try to get that stack. However, I try to shift my focus onto the Caitlyn first. This is going to be a straight up 1v1 that shows how strong Kindred is. I was very fucking far behind in that point in time, and I still easily 1v1 that Caitlyn. So I pick up the stack from Caitlyn, putting me at 3 stacks on my passive right now, as you can still see here. So I still have 3 stacks here, so it's not too bad. Let me put me back. I want to be back on Kindred. Now, at this point, just gonna keep back to clearing my jungle. I see that the dragon is gonna spawn soon, so I'm just gonna go and probably go to that dragon very shortly. Yeah, there we go. I'll go to the dragon right now. Now, this dragon, I just picked this up again pretty quickly. Actually, I might miss this. Do I miss this? Yeah, I missed this smite. Ivern got it in that situation. I missed the smite, which is really poorly played on my end. But still, like, I had a pretty good dragon power there, and I just missed the smite. However, my passive stack was currently on Ivern at that point. So I got another stack from that as well. So putting me at 5 passive stacks right now. And I think this is the point in time where I get my Renowned Hurricane. I believe this is the point in time where I get it. So, let me actually see if I get it this time around. Not sure. Alright, they just really out of position there. Caitlyn flashes straight into me, which gave me another free kill. And just, like, it really helped me in getting back into this game because... Alright, I did have my Renowned Hurricane at that point. As you see with Renowned Hurricane, Kindred becomes really easy to clear camps with her. Look at this. Like, you just auto attack and you clear the camp really quickly because you have Renowned Hurricane. It's really solid item. Alright, I'm recalling here for probably some parts of like my cleaver, I'm guessing. It's sad that I can't see the build in this bit. Alright, now I think a fight is gonna. My team was fighting the enemy at this point. I think we kill some people here. I think I killed the Ivern right here, and then I pinged the Baron. I'm pretty sure I pinged the Baron right here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I pinged the Baron. Yeah, I pinged the Baron. Kindred is really fucking strong at doing Barons. Or Dragons for that matter. Look how fast we burst this Baron down. I did so much Baron damage because of my passive. And then we just pick up a free Baron. At this point, they engage onto me. Actually, I'll slow this down and go back a little bit, actually. I can do that. Alright, back a little bit more. Alright. Just put this at 1 speed so you guys can see. I do this Baron we do this Baron so fast. This is in real time, this Baron. Kindred's pass, I know, because my number was stacking up. I was doing like 300 damage a hit on this Baron. Easily. This is where LeBlanc tries to jump over and steal it. We get put into a corner. Fiora walks into us. I literally just destroy people there by the amount of damage I get from my Renowned Hurricane and overall auto attack damage. Like 3 auto attacks on Caitlyn right there. Probably like 3 auto attacks, 4 auto attacks on him. I get a quadra kill and I'm instantly in the lead. I currently have about 9 kills, most likely. We got the Baron. We're back into this game. And just the sheer amount of damage and Baron pressure Kindred has later on, even though you're doing poorly in the early game like I was this game, really put me ahead. Like, I see an Ivern right here. I literally think, oh, I can easily just dive this guy. I'm level 14, he's level 11. He has been missing out on some farm. I was still, even though I was behind, I was still trying to farm as much as I could. Look how much damage I did to that guy. Alright, he flashed away in that situation. If he didn't have flash, he would have been dead. I still had ultimate, I think. Yeah, I still had ultimate. So there was no way I could die. I was just gonna dive the turret and press ult if I had to. Alright, I think this is the point where I finish my cleaver. I'm pretty sure. I'm guessing here, but I think this is the point where I finish my cleaver. And as soon as you finish your cleaver, you're just gonna have insane damage. Because the cleaver armor shred is gonna allow your Blood Razor and your passive to shred through the armor. Because it's all AD based HP scaling damage. So, yeah. Alright, at this point, I just started clearing more shit. Get a little bit more farm going. You just want to keep farming in every single game. As long as you keep farming, you're fine. Alright, I see a Caitlyn off guard here. I kind of got caught and they were trying to kill me, but I just simply pressed ult that fight and we walked away pretty much. No one died there, so it's really pretty good for us. Now, again, just gonna keep clearing my jungle for a little bit. I saw Fiora at top lane, I think. We might be able to kill Fiora right here. And then they all walk up here. Let me slow this fight down real quick. Again, LeBlanc just over it, she gets charmed, she dies because I do a lot of damage. Then here again, I pretty much burst the Fiora down, and then I auto-attack the Ivern like a couple times, he dies as well. And I get a triple kill again. I think that was it. I think this Caitlyn survives in this situation. Actually, no, Ezreal gets her. Alright, that's another ace for us. And this is really the point in time where the enemy pretty much has no chance. Currently at this point, I see the dragon, so I'm running towards it. I'm gonna speed this up a bit again. Alright, I'm running towards the dragon. Let's see in real time how fast I kill the dragon actually. Look at this. Look how fast you cleared, like, this dragon / objectives with Kindred. It's pretty fucking quick. Alright, speed it up again. I think I was looking towards running to bot lane here to push potentially. Like, I could easily 1v1 this LeBlanc at this point. I have my ultimate up. There is no way she can burst me. So, I was looking... yeah. LeBlanc maybe tries to go on me here. And she didn't want to go through with it because she knew she was going to die, most likely. Again, just keep clearing the waves here. Now here's where another team fight breaks out. I simply press ult and we walk away from that situation because I got like bursted heavily by the LeBlanc there. And I didn't want to continue this. Fiora was also pushing top lane, but this was the point in time where actually I begged for something because I think I had like 3k gold. And this is the point in time where I picked up my frozen mallet, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can see the slowing effect on the things. I picked up my frozen mallet at this point. Frozen Mallet is a really good item on Kindred, especially against their team, because they tend to dive people a lot. They're not that tanky. They mostly rely on shields and stuff, so Frozen Mallet was a really good buy at that point, and Bladed Rune King isn't the best buy in this game, just because they don't have real tanks in this game. They really rely on getting their armor and shields to keep them alive. In that case, I simply just burst LeBlanc straight up. At this point, I am the strongest person in the game. They cannot do anything against me. And I just push turrets, keep going towards ending the game here. I don't think I get this inhibitor right here, though. No, I don't. Caitlyn and Ivern walk up. Now, this is probably where I try to go for Caitlyn again. I pretty much in like 3 or 4 auto attacks put Caitlyn to half HP. And then Maokai dies right here. We probably get engaged upon. Right, Ivern dies. And I die right here as well. Yeah, alright. That's my 8th death. That's my last death this game, I believe. That is my 8th death, yeah. So from doing insanely poorly in the early game as Kindred, just basically based on Kindred's scaling, I turned this game around completely for myself. Now, I was pinging to my team, as soon as I spawn, we should go for this Baron. Again, because Kindred is very, very good at doing it. She is, like, insanely good at doing this Baron, right? So, I ping my team to go for it, go towards it. We should be able to just straight up rush it down. But, a fight happens to break out first. Ezreal catches the Caitlyn right here. And I just try to ping to go for the Baron still. I really wanted to do this Baron, but I didn't notice how this fight was going. So I was still, I ran towards my team, and then we killed the LeBlanc there, easily. Maokai snares her, I auto-attack her a couple times, easy. Now, with Maokai and me, I'd easily just do this Baron. Alright, look at this shit right here. Slow it down. Real-time Baron. I do so much damage per auto-attack, look at this. Like, you can see the health going down so fast. Like, these guys don't do very much Baron damage at all. I was pretty much doing everything that Baron fight. Now, we pick up a Fiora here because she dives in. Then we pick up a Vel'Koz there as well. I pick up that Scuttle Crab. Then I run towards this Infernal Dragon. Again, I wanted to get that 3rd Infernal Dragon for our team. But this is pretty much the point in time where they surrendered. Like, the surrender vote comes in right now, and before I could finish the dragon, the game was over. This game really was a perfect example of why Kindred is a very, very good pick in certain situations. And if you like playing her, of course. Even though your early game, or my early game, was pretty bad this game, and I fucked up a couple times. The scaling, just based on scaling alone, I completely carried this game in the end. That's really why I wanted to use this game and why I went for the replay this time around. So, if you don't like this, let me know. I want to do it again in the future if that's the case. If you like this, also let me know. I might do this again in the future if you really like this over the other one. Also, this was the last champion on my list for champions to cover. So, if you have any suggestions, make sure to just put them in the comments below, because I could do laners as well. I could switch to some laners. I have quite a big champion pool when it comes to laners as well. So, if you want to see some of my champions that I play as laners and me make a guide on them, make sure to just say that, or just have suggestions for champions. Maybe you want to see LeBlanc, and I can do a LeBlanc guide for you. That's pretty much it. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!